What's up, buddies? You're watching Mentally with Maria. I'm Andy Dawson, and after a long time, probably 2-3 weeks gap, we are resuming Decrypting movies. This is episode number 40, and in this episode, we're gonna talk about Vanilla Sky. I think I've not talked about this movie. I hope so because I picked out this movie. I watched it 1 month back, and it was actually a romance movie. So I've been imagining Tom Cruise in romance. I was hesitant to watch it, but then Tom Cruise, before he became an action hero, he was famous for romance roles, and in Vanilla Sky, it's not just what do you say, romance, but then there is a science fiction element. So it's basically a science fiction thriller. So that's what the movie is about, and we have the whole movie. The theme of the movie is romance. So it was beautifully executed, and I really liked it. Hi, Samanogar. Nice to meet you. Movie head. We should find a name for movie buff, like Potterhead and Iron Mikes. Yeah, so the story is simple. So first of all, the for Tom Cruise fans, there is no action here. Okay, so it's just a romance movie, but science fiction thriller, and yeah. So I think from slowly romance hero, science fiction hero, and then action hero, he's become like an action superstar. That's how his career moved on, I guess. Now he's the number one action superstar in Hollywood, and he has come quite a long path, at least 5 6 decades, I guess, 4 or 5 decades. And these were his initial days, and the story is really simple. So Tom Cruise is David in this movie, and he's kind of a playboy, and he's like a rich dad's son, basically born with a silver spoon. And his dad is dead, so he has to manage the company. But then there is a board of directors, so he gives everything to the board of director. You manage the company, let me be a playboy. And he's living his life chill. So he has a girlfriend, Julie. But then in a party, I think birthday party. So the movie starts with the birthday party of David, Tom Cruise, and he meets someone called Sophia. So instantly, it's like love at first sight, and then he spends the night with her, and she's from, I think, Italian or Spanish. So she has that accent, and it makes him more. It makes her more attractive, and then he immediately falls in love with Sophia, and but then the former girlfriend Julie, she had been following, and the next day when he's coming out of Sophia's home, she kind of confronts Tom Cruise and says that she's letting out know that she's jealous. What is our relationship, and is it only sex, or do you like me? I love you so much. We should get married. So Julia kind of confronts David emotionally, and then Julia offers a ride. So Tom Cruise takes it, David takes it, and then on the way back, basically she gets emotional, and she just goes and bangs the car, and the car goes flying out of a bridge, and it's a huge accident. Julia dies, but Tom Cruise survives. But it's worse than death. His face is disfigured, his hands and legs are broken. So his personality itself, the beauty of Tom Cruise or David character, is disfigured, and it affects him mentally. He's become depressed, and he's retrieved from the society, and basically he's going through a lot of emotions after that. Julia dies, but then he lives with this disorders, and and the doctors can't do anything. Plastic surgery couldn't fix him up, and so they give him a prosthetic mask. And I don't know, I tried to get a poster of this prosthetic makeup, I mean that mask, but I was getting low quality images. This was the best quality image I could get. So he kind of starts wearing it and starts going out. The first people he meets is Brian, his friend, and Sophia. But then it turns out pretty bad, and he gets drunk, and he falls just outside Sophia's home. And this is until this moment, it's kind of there's no doubt what you're watching. It's happening in the real world, and you kind of feel that sympathize with Tom Cruise, his situation, that he was a playboy once. He's still rich, but he doesn't have the looks, and a lot of girls, I mean, especially Sophia, whom he spent one night romantically, even she doesn't want to spend time with him now because of his disorders and all. But then things eventually happen good, and Sophia kind of makes a relationship with David, and then the doctors come up with something and fix Tom Cruise's face, so he gets back his face, and everything is going very smooth, very well. They are living in together. Sophia and suddenly one night when he wakes up, he sees Julia instead of Sophia. I mean Julie instead of Sophia, and that's where you kind of start to think, is it reality or dream? And he's also, as a we are watching the movie in Tom Cruise perception, right? So Tom Cruise is so confused, and David, that character, is so confused what's happening. So until that, he thought his world or his life has become better. He recovered from the accident, and doctors has fixed his face, and he's spending time with Sophia, and they're gonna get married soon. They're living together. But then suddenly, when he wakes up and in the bed, he sees Julie instead of Sophia, and all the photos, Julie is there. There is no Sophia. There's no trace of Sophia, and again, his face kind of gets distorted, and it's become like a fantasy movie. Suddenly, we start doubting whether it's reality or something else, a dream or something, and that's what the character is also trying to figure out. And so we become like that character, David's character. What is happening to him? What is happening in this world? Is he real or is he somewhere else? And then the third act, climax and the denouement, where it kind of reveals like what exactly is that world. Is it reality or dream? What's happened to Tom Cruise, and why is he having this confusion, and what's happening? There's a lot of interesting scenes explaining them. I don't want to reveal them. You have to watch the movie for yourself. And it's not just romance, guys. It's just science fiction thriller romance. So that's what I liked it. You connect to it emotionally, but then the concept still takes over. So the science fiction concept is still there, and it keeps reminding you. So it's halfway across, you will start feeling anxious, similar to Tom Cruise character David. And until first half is like romance movie, the second half is like, confuses you. It becomes a psychological thriller, like Shutter Island. People who had watched Leonardo DiCaprio's Shutter Island, you would understand what I'm talking about. Psychological thriller, and it's that kind of film. So first half is like romance, second half is like science fiction thriller, and it's 2 hours, around 2 hours movie. So it has. I don't think I had any dull moments. It was very interesting. It was slow moving, because it takes times to establish, Julie, David, and then Sophia. All these three are the triangular love, right? So these three characters take some time to get exposed, and then there's more scenes. So scenes has to be, so how do you establish romance, and how do you make the audience connect to the romance? So you should have more scenes, and it should be relatable to the audience. So there are moments, and the music, romance music helps in, BGM kick helps in. So through a lot of scenes, we get connected to all these characters, and then basically it's centered around the David character. So we kind of live as David character when you're watching the movie. He's confused. Look at this poster. So he's expressed that he's watching the mirror, okay, and he thinks that, okay, he's recovered from the accident and his face is back. But then suddenly one day when he sees the mirror, the face gets distorted again, and he's disfigured again. So it's like a nightmare that he's having. And I don't want to reveal the spoiler, but then you can go and watch. I've not revealed the entire plot, so I've given you bits and pieces, and when you watch the movie, you'd still feel good. And yeah, climax is was convincing, I would say, and it's like a artistic ending. And yeah, I don't know why the rating is 6.9 in IMDb. I feel it should be a 7 plus, and I like the movie personally. And as a Tom Cruise fan, people know Tom Cruise now as an action superstar, but then back then he did a lot of romance movies, and one of them is Vanilla Sky. I think during this phase he was transforming into an action star. And Tom Cruise can pull off science fiction movies. He can just, he'll be the central character. Edge of Tomorrow is another good movie, right? So he can just pull off science fiction movies like he's having a bread and butter. And yeah, this, if you're a fan of Tom Cruise, then definitely you should watch this movie. And if you're a fan of science fiction concept movies, then definitely you should watch this movie. And if you're a fan of dream, psychological thriller, basically thriller genre, then you should watch movie. So yeah, I've given you more reasons to watch this movie, to watch it. And Sam Monaghan ask, oh, he is in a science fiction romance thriller industry. Yeah, combining romance and thriller is difficult. You have to have, like, see, when thriller movies are mostly commercial movies, right? Put in some two fight scenes or three fight scenes, and then a villain, a strong villain, and swag scenes for the hero. Then it becomes like an action thriller. That's easy to pull off. Romance. So take genre romance genre separately. So you have hero heroine, and then you create conflicts between them, and after a lot of obstacles they are coming together holding hands, and then make it dramatical, make them separate, you make the audience cry. So romance as a separate genre, you can pull it off. But then combining romance and thriller, it's like playing with art and commercial and try to create something like, what do you say, balance the artistic and commercial value. And that's what they have done beautifully in Vanilla Sky. It's a very good movie. I don't know why it's rated below 7, but it's good. So there's Cameron Diaz, popular actors, Penelope Cruz, all the 90s famous faces, Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, and then Cameron Diaz was a very highly paid and popular actor of the 90s. So she was there in The Mask, a lot of movies. So she's not acting in many movies right now, but she was very popular in the 90s, and people were like crazy for Cameron Diaz, and she's there in this movie. So yeah, do definitely watch it, and I am sure you would love it. Whether you're a Tom Cruise fan or not, you will love the movie as it is, for the concept and the romance, and it's more than one time watchable. I would definitely love to watch it again with my friends or alone when I'm alone. So I watched it alone, and it's 1 month back, so story still stays in mind. I just read the summary in Wikipedia, and I wanted to remember the names: David, Julie, Sophia. I still like, Tom Cruise has given a wonderful performance, and yes, I hope you enjoy this episode. Does the romance and thriller feels like two different bits, or story driven? It is concept story driven. So that's where it succeeds. If they had concentrated on the romance or the thriller aspect too much, it would have been a different movie entirely. But then they stuck to the concept. So the concept is, let's say, ABC, and we have to portray ABC through romance and thriller. Having a romance, narrating in a thriller manner. So that's where it feels good. And without the brilliant performances of Tom Cruise, I don't think it would have come out this good. So yeah, it's one of those movies. Everything is so good: cinematography, editing, music, direction, acting, writing, and narrative, everything. So, and also this lighting is also different in this movie, and most of them, I feel like you are, it's like one of those movies where they confuse the audience what's happening, right? So definitely the color tone, lighting, all those things are important, and they have done a brilliant job. So uh Ramesh, hi. Long time no see. uh Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you. Very good to see you. I hope you are doing well. Your kid is doing well, and your family is doing well. Thanks a lot for the support. Pleasant surprise, I would say. uh, yeah. Yes, I've been watching a lot of movies, guys. So every Wednesday, I'm like so excited to talk about movie. But then, if you also are impressed by watching any other movie and you want me to talk about it, do let me know. I'm available in Discord, and also in any of the comments. You can just comment down the movie name. I'll watch it. I have already done 2 3 episodes where fans and viewers have requested me to do. I did a South Korean movie called Death Pill that was suggested by Madan Sanjay, and then a couple of movies. Yes, nice, nice. Thank you so much for the support, Ramesh. And yeah, do stay tuned. And tomorrow, Hogwarts Legacy PS5. I'll try to pull 3 hours, but I cannot guarantee 3 hours stream. But I'll guarantee you like 1.5 hours. I can guarantee you 1.5 hours live stream. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, do stay tuned. You're watching Medley with Mary. I am Mary Dawson. Bye bye.